What if your money could be turned off with one click? Imagine waking up tomorrow, swiping your card for groceries, and being denied. Not because you don't have money, but because your government decided your account was frozen. That's not science fiction. That's not some dystopian novel. That's the world we're stepping into, right now. For centuries, cash has been freedom, anonymous, portable, universal. But cash is dying, and what comes after it isn't just digital money, it's programmable, trackable, controllable money, created not by you, not by the market, but by central banks. They call them CBDCs, Central Bank Digital Currencies. They sound harmless, even modern. But history tells us something very different. When money changes, power changes. And when power changes, ordinary people are the first to pay the price. This is the story of the end of cash and the birth of total financial control. For thousands of years, money meant something tangible: gold coins, silver denarii, paper notes backed by precious metals. Cash wasn't perfect, but it was yours. A bill in your pocket couldn't be tracked, censored, or switched off. But in the 21st century, cash is vanishing. Already in Sweden, less than 10% of transactions are made with physical currency. In China, apps like WeChat Pay and Alipay have almost replaced cash entirely. In the United States and Europe, contactless payments and cards are so dominant that many young people rarely touch physical money. Governments frame this as progress. Cash is dirty. Cash is used for crime. Digital is safer, faster, more convenient. But here's the truth. Cash is inconvenient for them because cash is freedom. Cash allows you to buy without permission. It allows you to save outside the system. It creates shadows where the state cannot see. And for governments addicted to control, shadows are unacceptable. So, little by little, cash is being phased out. And in its place, something very different is arriving. Central bank digital currencies sound complicated. They're not. Imagine your current bank account, but instead of being with a commercial bank, it's directly with the central bank. Every dollar, euro, or yuan exists not as paper or coins, but as digital entries on a government ledger. They'll market this as progress, instant transactions, cheaper fees, more security. In speeches, they'll use words like innovation and efficiency. But the key difference is this. With CBDCs, every single transaction is visible. Every payment is traceable. Every coin is programmable. Unlike cash, which is anonymous and final, digital currency is conditional. It can be coded, restricted, even erased. And that's where the danger begins. Governments won't say it openly, but CBDCs are not about convenience. They're about control. Traceability. Every coffee you buy, every donation you make, every gift to a friend, all recorded in a permanent database. No secrets, no privacy. Programmability. Imagine money that expires if you don't spend it by a certain date, or money that can only be used on approved goods. The technology makes this possible. Exclusion. If you protest, criticize, or simply step out of line, your funds can be frozen. No trial, no appeal, just silence in your account. Think that sounds paranoid? History says otherwise. Every time money has been untethered from reality, rulers have used it to consolidate power. In ancient Rome, emperors diluted silver coins with cheaper metals to fund their wars. Confidence collapsed, and inflation spiraled. In Weimar Germany, the printing presses ran hot to cover impossible war reparations. Citizens carried wheelbarrows of worthless notes. Savings were destroyed, anger grew, and extremism thrived. In the 20th century, Nixon severed the dollar from gold, creating the fiat era we live in today, a system of unlimited printing, inflation, and perpetual debt. Now look at China. The digital yuan is already in use. Combine it with the social credit system, where your behavior determines your access to services. Spend money on unhealthy goods, criticize the wrong people online, or fall into debt. And suddenly, your ability to buy a train ticket or book a hotel vanishes. CBDCs are not just money, they are control mechanisms, and history proves once rulers gain a tool like this, they never give it back. Ask yourself, who gains when money is digital and centralized? Governments. Tax evasion disappears. Every cent is visible. Fines and penalties can be deducted instantly. Economic behavior can be nudged or forced. Banks. With programmable money, they gain a new layer of fees, control, and surveillance. Corporations. If money can be restricted to approved purchases, guess who gets to decide what's approved and who loses? You. Ordinary citizens, workers, savers, anyone who values freedom over convenience. Make no mistake, this isn't just theory. The race is already on. China has rolled out the digital yuan across major cities, using it to pay salaries and social benefits. Europe is developing the digital euro, with tests already underway. The United States is experimenting with a digital dollar, though officials deny it will be used for control. Dozens of countries are running pilots, all under the banner of modernization. But this race isn't just about finance, it's about geopolitics. Whoever controls digital currency infrastructure controls global power flows. In the 20th century, the dollar became the weapon of empire. In the 21st century, CBDCs may become the next. The sales pitch will be simple. CBDCs will protect you from fraud, from crime, from instability. But history shows a different pattern. Every time there's a crisis, governments use it to expand control. After September 11th, surveillance laws exploded under the Patriot Act. During COVID-19, governments rolled out tracking apps, mandates, and financial stimulus at record speed. Once controls exist, they never vanish. They become permanent, and every new crisis justifies more. With CBDCs, the solution to the next financial crash may be total monitoring of every citizen's money. And once people accept it, freedom will be gone. Silently. Permanently. So what happens when cash dies? You'll never be able to withdraw money to keep under the mattress. Every purchase will create a trail, a data point about your life. Governments and banks will have the power to freeze, block, or limit your funds at any time. This isn't about left or right, conservative or progressive. This is about control versus freedom. Cash is freedom. Once it's gone, choice goes with it. Here's the brutal truth. The end of cash isn't about progress, it's about power. A programmable, trackable, controllable currency gives rulers more leverage over your life than armies ever could. But history also gives us hope. Every time systems become too centralized, too controlling, cracks appear. People adapt, they find alternatives, they resist. So what can you do? Don't believe the illusion that digital money is harmless. Diversify your wealth into assets that can't be erased with a keystroke. Protect your freedom with knowledge, because the first step to resisting control is seeing it for what it really is. Cash isn't just money, it's freedom. And freedom once lost is almost impossible to regain. Freedom begins with understanding. Subscribe to Economic Chronicles and arm yourself with the knowledge history has already written, because the past is the only teacher that never lies.